I'm bringing my vets in here for a show. You bringing them in here to compete, and so
And plus, we need to make sure these contenders don't get money.
yeah,
So
and also I don't want them to have no money. So I'm gonna put a vet in there that's good at whatever this challenge is tonight. Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new episode of the Challenge 39 Battle for a New Champion. This episode we are entering chaos, countdown to chaos, and we get to finally see what the new kind of format is going to be for daily challenges and for the eliminations with the vets. So let's get into it.
all right, so we pick back up at the top of the episode, coming back into the house after Kylan wins. He's on a high.
Yeah.
He's like, I finally got my my victory. And then they notice the clock on the wall, and they like, I guess the clock was never on, or maybe it showed real time
Maybe
because
you
Melissa
saw
was
zero,
acting
zero.
like she never seen this clock and like going down the countdown before. And then everybody's like, "Oh, it's about to be chaos, 13 hours, woo!" And Kylan was jealous of the clock because it took his thunder, and I was just like, "Okay." I don't think anything else really happened.
No,
Um,
this episode was very Corey L heavy.
yeah,
Like Corey was throughout the whole, like most of the episode, like kind of like giving commentary, and so I
yeah.
knew something was up. As I thought, either he going home, he going elimination, or
Yeah.
he's safe. So, which yeah, ended up being the case. But yeah, it was
Speaking
very
of that, when they were having their dinner or whatever, one, Aesop and Corey were talking game right next to everybody. And then basically Aesop was like, Corey L is my best friend. He would never say my name. If anybody got my back, is him. And they basically saying, you know, how they're in an alliance and how they got each other back. And then we also see that people are speculating on what chaos might means because they don't know if it's going to be a partner situation, if it's solo. So we do see a conversation again with Aesop, Jay, and Nerys saying that, you know, it's the U.S., even though it's not a U.S. alliance, versus, you know, the U.K. alliance. And Nerys was saying that Kieran wanted her to be his partner of his partners, and they was like, that's a bad idea because, you know, if, you know, they lose or whatever the case may be, it might bring a target on their back. But in my head, I'm like, you will want to be, one, Kieran is strong, and then two, you want to be a part of someone else's number so they can't target you because you're also tied to someone with them. So if I was Nerys, I would have been like, I'll be a partner because the UK Alliance is not going to vote for me because I'm tied to someone in their numbers.
yeah.
So
I guess because they wanted to have Kieran as an option, so that's why they didn't want her to team up with him. But so I understand.
then,
I understand what they're saying in regards to that because we can't get Kieran out without getting you out if it is tied together.
yeah, but you always, that's why you got to play your moves and bide your time because getting Kieran out right now, yeah, it could be beneficial, but that's not main priority. There's other people, or there's some dwindling. One, you got to cut the fat in your own team too. So it's like we're not in the space right now where we can really, you know, do what we want, and that's the problem with having these big alliances. Because right now in the U.S. alliance, there's Michelle, Mariah, Raven, sometimes Olivia, Colleen, barely, Ed, Kylan, Aesop, Jay, Horacio, and Corey L. Half of them people y'all don't even like Corey L, Colleen, and Raven off bat are three people that y'all barely wanted y'all alliance to begin with. So, like, you don't need this big alliance to, you know, really make the move. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll get into it when we get to after the challenge, but what Corey's moves this episode, I don't even know. They're kind
Corey
of
moves this season. We were just talking about this last episode. He's not playing this game well. He thinks he knows the game, and he's doing everything wrong.
Yeah, I don't because it's literally he keeps showing his hand, and I'm like, why are you? What is happening?
And
But
then you act like people can't watch these confessionals in a couple of weeks. Like, oh, so you said you wanted to shake up the house. Oh, you said you're doing this. You said you wanted to do this. Stop talking. Like we said last week, stop talking. Like, stop
yeah,
telling people what you plan to do, how you plan to move, because we'll get into it later. It's gonna come back and bite you.
yeah, exactly. I believe it, and it's gonna give him a reputation of being like a snake. And as we see with Wes, even when Wes is not doing anything, they're like, Wes is a snake. What did he do? He didn't do a thing.
Get into the daily challenge. But to break down chaos, players will compete in challenges either individually or in pairs or in teams. So they never know what it's going to be until they get to the daily. And the winners are the only pair or individual or team that is immune, and they can nominate one person based off gender, according to who TJ tells them to. And then the house will nominate the second player of, that designated gender to go into the arena. And then we'll talk about what happens in the arena later on. This daily, go ahead.
No, I was about to go ahead. No, it's fine. Go ahead.
This daily is called Upside Down World. Teams are so they play in teams. They will begin strapped to a propeller, which is mounted on the side of a semi. As the truck is speeding down the runway, it will be spinning the propeller. The teams must attempt to collect rings at the top of the truck and land them in targets and poles along the runway. The poles being 10 points, the runway being 5. And the team with the most points win.
I thought the challenge. I thought it was an interesting challenge, but
I was confused on the rules.
Well, yeah. So at first, I was confused
Not
on
the rules per se, the point system. That's what I was confused.
So I was confused at first on like if they don't get it on the pole, what's happening? But just if you got it on the little square mat that's underneath the pole, you got 5 points. If you got it on the pole, then you got 10 points. So that's how it was. If you got it somewhere else, then it's 0 points.
Yeah.
And so I got that. So mostly everybody got 0 points a lot of the time because they were just, throwing it. It's not really much coordination you could do, really.
Well, it was some people who waited until they were like sort of passing the pole and kind of just gently, throwing it in. Some people had some good strategy where they would take multiple ones and kind of aim for the yellow spot and kind of just let whatever lands on the target gives them the points. That's what I would have did, but a lot of them was trying to waste their time on the 10-pointers. But I would have focused on the yellow point and really like made sure that that was the most beneficial one.
Well, I think Corey L's strategy was the best in a sense. Well, obviously it was the best. Since was taking like he had about 20 and just throwing 20 on the pole. If you're throwing everything in that pole, something gonna catch on to it. If it's a whole bunch of, which is what happened.
Corey and Raven are the winners. TJ lets them know on the spot they have to nominate somebody. And basically Corey states that he doesn't want to vote for Jay. He doesn't want to vote for Emmanuel.
It was not Jay, but don't vote for Jay and don't vote for any other UK person. I was like, what? I was like, I thought you were a US person. And even if you playing like US behind this, even if you were like going against US behind the scene or you playing both sides, you need to make sure that you are not too obvious. How are every single UK person off the list of people to vote for if you guys are doing a US alliance and you're on the US side, and so is Ace off? And I don't know. I was like, Corey,
you could have said James' name. You could have said anybody.
Yeah, but one of them you're not that close to. It has to be somebody. He said no, UK.
Yeah, so basically he votes in Aesop, and Aesop was like, first off, when they did the confessional, this is what I hate about the challenge. Why would they do the confessional of him being like, I feel confident that Corey would never
That's
say
how I
my
knew he was
name.
gonna pick him because they kept showing that clip. He's never gonna say me, so he's gonna say you for
And
sure.
then 2 seconds later, Aesop. And Aesop mouth dropped. Like, and then he was like, how can you vote for me? We were close. And Corey was like, I met you 2 weeks ago. And
I was like, dang,
when,
Corey, it's a cold
that's when
world.
Corey stopped saying stuff like that.
Literally, you are on the U.S. team, at least I thought. And like, you don't have to follow the USA structure if you're not on it. If you don't
Just
want
don't do stuff that's gonna obviously show
yeah,
that you're not with them.
yeah. So you don't have to follow that structure if you're like, I ain't with that. I'm gonna be with whoever I want to be. But you are with their team because you have said it. You have played with their team, and then you're gonna choose somebody on your team, and every other 100 of the UK guys don't are off limits. That's crazy.
Aesop is going in on Corey and was like, how could you do this to me? You're a liar. You're an actor.
You're a liar. You're a liar. So yeah, he was telling Corey because he felt betrayed, and Corey I just think it makes it seem like mean when somebody's clearly upset and you're smiling, and I was like, Corey. I was like, okay, I get you want to do whatever you want to do. Okay, let's give space for this is what you want to do. Whatever is great for your game. But for you to be like laughing and smiling and like I don't even know you. Like I was like, I don't know. It's not a good look. Even if you got the power, it's not a good look to everybody else. Because if I was in the house, somebody was doing that, even if they were on my team, I would be like, what you doing?
To the house, nothing really happens, but but just some things to kind of spit out. So we do see Zaza, aka Zara, having a conversation with Raven, stating, you didn't deserve to be talked to like that. It's your win. You should have basked in it. Hopefully, all things good. And then the only other really thing to announce was, Michelle being a little paranoid. Because
girls next days off, yeah. But I agree. I agree with both. I understand, like
the challenge. I understand where she was coming from, but I also was like, Corey. In this instance, Corey was right because it's like, girl, he literally said, choose a man, not a pair, not a So yeah, like, and plus, you don't even know what's gonna happen. So cool your tits until we get to that point, and then you can start
Seems like everything's unexpected and it is chaos, so you never know. So I get being paranoid. I wouldn't have been like, oh, he's betraying me because he did that. I'll be like, I hope what he did doesn't affect me, but I wouldn't betraying me because he clearly said a man. But I understand her being paranoid, a little worried. Yeah.
So we get to the club, everyone is having a good time, and we get to see the spark of Horacio and Nurys, and kind of the smile on this boy's face when Nurys was giving him a lap dance. He was in love at that moment. Moment, he in the confessional talking about y'all making me blush. Like, I love Horacio because, like, you can just, like, he gives off this like naive, like just this like innocent little boy that just you just want to protect and like, oh, sweet baby boy, like you saw in the clouds, like you think the world just like is just pink flowers and like
Yeah, I love Horacio. Yeah. I like Horacio.
And then we get to see everybody kind of, okay, Horacio, we see you, Kylan was trying to give him like the words, or Jay, I think, was like, be careful because Nerisa's, and then Jay's talking about Nerisa's my best friend in this house or whatever the case may be.
Is she a best friend in the house?
Apparently.
I didn't know that.
That's what Jay said. That's why I said
Michelle was Jay's best friend in the house. I thought Michelle was Jay's best friend.
They need to stop using that word, like I said. Because that's the same thing I said. I was like, but Michelle is your ride or die. So, so I guess. Well, so we get to the nominations.
Yeah.
And basically, Aesop is like, I want the biggest, I want the fastest, I want the smartest. Give me Kieran.
Well,
And then
he said that first of all, he said, wait, no, who was the other option besides Kieran that the UK people were trying to vote for?
Emmanuel.
Was it Emmanuel?
Yeah, I think that was the only two names that like were coming up.
Okay. But so they had put a few on Emmanuel, and it was before they got to the majority of the U.S. people to vote. And so Emmanuel had got like 3 or 4, and I was like, okay. And then, but I knew they was all gonna go for Kieran.
Yeah.
But when Aesop was like, so it's his turn. He was like, well, Kieran, let's do this, my boy. And I was like, what? How I get this? Because like he said it like, Kieran, you down? Like, don't ever ask me to volunteer. Don't ever talk to me like that. He said, we about to do this, Kieran? No, I'm gonna need the vote to go around. Not come here first.
Yeah, Kieran was over this whole conversation because he was like, what is going on right here?
When we get to elimination and we got Aesop and Kieran come down to the floor. Aesop they asked Aesop again because they want another like blow up. They like how do you feel about this, Aesop? And he done what he like, let's do this. I'll come back in the house. And Corey and Raven are like rooting against him because they don't want the like drama of somebody else coming back in that's gonna be against them.
Yeah. And then TJ gives the whole spiel, in order to be the best, you have to beat the best. And walks Jordan Wisely. 3-time champ, 1-time world champ, the champion of champions. So he comes in and
world champ is not champion of champions.
Yeah, so when they were in the arena, TJ explains the game, then he lets them know that Jordan gets to decide basically who he is going against by doing the draw. And the draw consists of pulling out a mallet with either player names, and possibly, I think, is either going to be the one of the winning pair. I think it's going to be the third option, or maybe select a random.
I don't think they would do that because like that puts my name in the running and I won. I don't think that's fair. I don't think they would do that.
It's chaos though.
Maybe it's whoever.
It's chaos.
Maybe the winning pair gets, but that's unfair. Then I'll never win. I'm not winning then if my name is one of the ballots. No. Yeah. So I don't think that doesn't make sense. I don't think it would be put them as an option. I feel like because we don't know yet what the third option is, but I feel like it would be something like the winning pair gets to decide. But either way, Jordan ends up pulling Kieran's name.
Yeah. And then TJ explains that essentially if Jordan wins, he takes $10K from their prize money.
I thought that was a little low. I was like, they getting other money. Ain't no way Jordan and them showed up for $10K. Ain't no way.
I'm pretty sure they're getting money on top of.
Yeah, but I was like, $10K. I thought they would say like 25, 30K.
I think they get a good like 5,000 to the side for showing up, and then on top of the 10K, so I think they get like 15 because they still gotta pay these people a bit. But soon as he was like, yeah, so we take a 10K, I was like, they just got some money. Like,
we knew that was gonna happen because
I just thought about you.
There is a cap on the amount they can get.
If Jordan wins, he'll take 10K. If Kieran wins, he will keep the 10K, saving whatever amount of money they have at the pot at that time. So, but I feel like they should have tacked on like 5,000 after you do win against a mercenary.
Yeah, I think they for themselves, not for the pot.
But yeah, so now it forces the contenders to nominate differently. Because now that we know champions are coming, I'm not sending an Aesop in there to protect my money. Like, Horacio,
they don't want to send that. Yeah, you gonna send? They're not gonna send somebody that's in the alliance because he might leave if it's a champ.
I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do. If we want to keep this money, Horacio, boy, I love you to death, but go save our money. Like, I'm not sending like a Huey in there to protect my money. Like, no, I'm not sending a Big T in there to protect my money. Like, no, definitely FCT code.
They don't know.
No.
It's too late by that time. By the time you see who coming, it's too late. But yeah, so so let's get into this elimination. Like you said, it's two like platform ramps, and they have the buttons at the top. Whenever the buttons light up, they have to go and put the first person to push it gets the point, and they have a minute. Whoever at the end of that minute has the most points wins that round. And I think it's best 2 out of 3.
Yeah.
That's 2 out of 3.
And this elimination just proves why Jordan is a champ.
Yeah, Jordan is like more than like strength, and he just like really
Yeah.
smart, and he understands the game. Because like I'm sitting here like, what's happening? What like
Yeah.
I'm with the rest of the rookie people. I'm like, what's happening? And he has a whole plan strategy.
Yeah, so the first round, Jordan was basically just analyzing. He going through the motions, whatever. Karen ends up winning. The second round, however, Jordan decides to wait. Karen just, boom, boom. He's looking lost like,
why Jordan?
What are you doing? Like,
yeah, everybody
like,
was
why
like,
you not playing the game? And Jordan was like, just give him those 2. And then Jordan clocked in and was just like, then what I love about Jordan, he's 1 out of 2. 5 out of 2. Boom, 18 out of 3. Like, just show it out.
Yeah.
And basically, that's what he did the second round. In the third round, he was just like, I'm going to make sure the clock don't work. I'm going to make sure the clock work against you. So I'm just going to stand here while you wait to see if I'm going to hit this button and just let the time run down.
Because the clock don't stop, and as long as the light is still lighting up, it's still counting. So if I'm standing right in front of the one that's lit up and you can't get to it, I'm just gonna wait. And then run out, so I have more.
And then if I was Karen, I wouldn't have even wasted my time. Like, Karen would run up there knowing that Jordan was happy. Like, Jordan is like literally at the light. He just like, why would he even waste her energy? Like, so it was.
But once he started doing that, Karen should start playing the same game.
Yeah, he tried. I will say Karen tried. He did try to, get a little bit physical and stop Jordan, but Jordan just had a better strategy. And unfortunately, Karen lost the elimination, and it was sad to see him go. He broke down, and, I hate seeing, people that I like cry.
But Jordan won that he get the 10K. And then Emmanuel, when Jordan was giving his speech, Emmanuel turned his back, and I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I mean, I get what you were saying, but he probably barely noticed it. So I don't.
And plus, Jordan not the one who cares. Like, Jordan don't care that you turned your back on him. If anything,
I was the one that turned your back. Like, I was sitting here to do a job.
I guess it was more so the whole, like, you sent my friend home type of thing. So we'll see. And plus, I think Jordan and Iman has somewhat of a beef. And was Jordan in battle?
I don't think.
I don't know. Maybe it's personal because Iman used to talk to Tori, so maybe that also.
I forgot about that.
So maybe that also plays in a part of why he don't like Jordan. So, and plus, they have the same bowl cut and the turtleneck confessional. Let's get into the fantasy draft. So, in first place, reigning champ. Well, not reigning champ, but in first place is I with 1,097 points. I did officially lose my first player. Sad to see Karen go, but I still think I got a nice strong team. Nobody really gave me comp points. It was mainly confessionals for my team.
Yeah.
In second place, inching right behind me is Saquon with 1,082 points. His big player was Corey. Corey gave him a lot of points.
It had to be Corey.
Raven gave him a lot of points. And then in third place, fighting strong, we have Gigi with 735 points.
Y'all cheating. It's a conspiracy.
Jay and Kylan gave you some good confessional points, but as far as comp points, your team didn't do nothing. Just
Yeah.
like my team. Unfortunately, we're just not getting the comps yet, but
Thank you guys for watching our video and tuning into our channel. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you thought of the episode, and we will see you on our next one. Peace.